Hello everyone. Hello guys. Hello
Hi,
Daniel.
hi.
Hello Kevin.
Hi.
Yeah, I
How are
think
you?
yeah, I'm great. Let's just me verify if okay, yeah. I think now everything is good. Okay, so hello guys, hello people who are watching us. Welcome to our live. I think this is our first session and yeah, my name, I'm going to present myself first, then I will let my special guest also present themselves. And yeah, my name is Fabrice Sumsa. I'm software engineer, also full stack JavaScript, and working with mobile, especially Flutter, for almost 3 years now and a half. And today we are going to talk about Flutter and usefulness of learning Flutter in 2024 and for next few years. So today I'm not alone. I'm with for now, two special guests, but we are going to have our boss ladies who are going to join us later. So she's a bit late, but yeah. So I will let first of all. I don't know who want to start to present himself, but I will let maybe Daniel, and then yeah, I will let Kevin also
Sure.
present himself. Yeah, Daniel, you can go ahead.
Yeah, hi there. I'm Daniel. I'm a software engineer working with Flutter for almost since its begin and
Mm,
since its first versions. And yeah, I keep playing with it. I also
yeah.
do some my backend code using Node, using JavaScript, TypeScript,
Mm,
and yeah, I kind of do full stack
yeah.
software engineering, and I also do my UI UX for most of my projects. So it's kind of
I,
sometimes
I, I,
I
I
have
think.
the
Yeah.
one man show, and I have to.
I think later in the description, once we will finish with this live, I'm going to add your everyone link in the description so people can check Daniel and Kevin link also because Daniel is the most famous guy I know. But
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
of course, like very humble. So yeah, he's doing so. I think I'm a big fan of Daniel because I have watched some of his tools he had already built, and yeah, I was like, oh, blow mind, and yeah, I think this guy I need to talk with him, and now we are here. Hello, Kevin. So I will let also Kevin to present himself before we delve directly with some few questions. But
Oh,
yeah,
sure. So, hey everyone, I'm Kevin, and I am basically a Flutter developer.
hey,
It's Seven from India. So I've been using Flutter since quite some time. You can say almost 2 to 3 years. And yeah, I initially started Flutter when I was in my college years, and after that I got a job in Flutter only.
I think we just lost.
frozen.
Yeah, Kevin connection. he was talking very fast, so his connection was just bit disturbed. But yeah, he's coming. Yeah, Kevin,
He's back.
can you hear us? Okay, he's back. Okay, Kevin. Yeah, your connection was bit lost, so
Yeah.
if you can just restart, yeah, of course.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah, yes. Now we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, I started Flutter when I was in college, and after that, I got a job as a Flutter developer at a company called Seven, and that company is basically located in at India, Gujarat. So since 1 year, I am working there as a Flutter developer, and
Okay.
yeah, that's all about me. Apart from that, I tend to write some blogs on Medium about Flutter. And I also like to speak about Flutter on various tech conferences and make some side projects about Flutter on GitHub. So you can say I'm a pretty much full stack Flutter developer.
Oh, okay, okay. That's pretty interesting. And
Yeah.
when you say sometime you make like conference, are you working with GGE or present some events or yeah, if you want to tell us more.
Yeah, so basically our company is running a community, not just for Flutter developers, but for every kind of developers, from Android to
Okay.
Flutter, native, JavaScript, and all. And
Mm,
in my state, there are 2 to 3 GDs for the Flutter only. So
okay.
yeah, they are guiding me as well as my team leader. So with their help, we are organizing those kind of events and all.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. And
Yeah,
Daniel,
yeah,
Daniel, like Kevin was saying that he started learning Flutter since he was in college, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
And you Daniel, like how was your first step with Flutter? How did you embrace Flutter? Yeah, because I suppose that you have already working on other technology. So yeah.
yeah. I was writing an app in using Ionic, and I
Okay.
started
Okay. Yeah.
seeing several people talking about Flutter, and this is
Okay.
going to be the next big thing. And well,
Mm.
let's take a look at that. And I saw it. Of course, it was not too mm, mm, mature,
Mature. Yeah,
not
we
too
can
good
say
at,
it.
yeah, at that point. But I and I started writing the same app in Flutter, and yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
deployed that app back in 2019, 18.
Mhm.
I don't remember. It was a few years ago,
Okay.
and yeah, that was my first steps in Flutter. There
Mm.
were almost no documentation other than the Flutter itself,
Okay.
but there were not too much uh, mm, Flutter channels,
Yeah.
blogs, or
Mm.
tutorials or anything.
Yeah.
So I had to investigate by myself, and yeah,
Mm. Yeah. That
hands
that
on.
that 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 wasn't easy, right? Your story just reminds mine because the first time I just decided to learn Flutter, I was student or also like Kevin, and because due to my experience, because yeah, I was working a lot with JavaScript, like React, JavaScript itself, and also TypeScript sometimes. And I was thinking like now I have some basics to build like website, but now I want to try new things like building, for example, mobile app, and just for fun. First of all, it wasn't because I want to be mobile developer, yeah. I
Yeah.
was just like, I want to build something and see if I can, yeah, if I can just challenge myself. So I was like, I want to start first with React Native because I came from JavaScript world, so
Hmm.
it are going to be easy for me. And then when I just start working with React Native, I face like some issue. I don't really know if now it changed because it have been like a long time. I didn't like build any React Native app, but first of all, it was like pretty tricky because when I built my React Native code, the render was like the UI was different from Android and
Hmm.
from iOS device.
Yeah.
Like there was like difference between them, and I was like, these are going to be very complex for me if I need to change my code every time. So
We lost him.
better, yes. Sorry, yeah. Okay, we got Cindy just there. I think I'm gonna accept here
Hey.
first. Hey, Cindy.
Hello, guys.
Hi, hi.
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 Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm
Like
sorry for
there
this
is.
because my camera and the network's not working, but it was working like yesterday.
Yeah.
Of course, of course.
The code
It
always
happens.
breaks on the presentation day itself.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay.
so this thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I was saying that I will before I continue, I will let Cindy present herself because I think everybody already has done it. So yeah, Cindy, people are
Okay.
waiting for you. Yes.
So I will start again. I'm Cindy. I'm from Brazil
Mhm.
and Flutter developer. And I'm really, really happy to be here with you guys. So it's a big opportunity
Oh,
and
please.
let's enjoy it.
Of course, of course. Yeah, and I was just saying that my first experience with Flutter was I was trying to build like some e-commerce application, and then I just start with React Native, and it was pretty difficult because the design, like I didn't really like the UI render, so I was like, oh, now my friend just tell me that there is something called Flutter. You need to try it. And the first for when I just saw the syntax, I was like, I really didn't want to to test this one because it doesn't look like JavaScript for me. And he said, yeah, yeah, okay, okay,
Hmm.
let's just make something. I was like, okay, if I can build the same app I had already done on React Native in Flutter in just 1 week, like just the presentation layers, I will try to use this. And yeah, after just 1 week, I was like, these are going to be very interesting because I think now I'm start liking this. So yeah, and that was my first experience with Flutter. And since I delve in now, yeah, I'm here talking with some special guests, and yeah, I enjoy it. So Daniel, I don't know. How was your first app, the first app you have built with Flutter? Because now you are building like a lot of app, we know. But how was the first one? Yeah, how was
The first one is
it?
it's mostly an e-commerce app, but multi-vendor app. I mean something like food delivery, because when I deployed it, where I launched it, and
Okay.
there were nothing like that before.
Mm,
So I created that. I wrote that up. I tried to implement most of the most important features, like, for example, the real-time tracking of your delivery guy, the
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
uh, almost everything, every main feature in these kind of apps. And
Just
yeah,
just
you
in
can
the
see
one
the,
app, right?
yeah, well, the delivery guys have a separate, a different app.
Okay.
And of course, you'll see the restaurants near you doing some geo queries. It's not using Firebase, but yeah, it's more or less the same. Yeah, kind of that stuff. And the dashboard, I used Ionic to create the dashboard for that app,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it's working. It's still alive. I mean, if
Mm,
you go to Play Store, it's there, and yeah,
okay. But it
it's
was built
still there.
with the first version, right?
Yeah, I've been updating it uh, quite some times, but yeah, I started writing that up using the version 1, or I think it
Mhm.
was even before the version 1. It was
Oh, okay.
quite some time ago.
Okay. 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 Oh, and you, Cindy, how was your the first one, the first app who just decide to use Flutter to make? Yeah.
Actually, I think that let me try to remember because I don't remember like for sure. I think it was like these basic ones like contacts list app.
Okay.
So uh, this was my I think my first, and I have good memories uh, about this app because
Mm,
the first one and open a broad range of possibilities
okay.
of a new technological world
Hmm.
because I as as I already explained it to you guys, I don't have a
Yeah.
formal and uh, tech background. I have a business bachelor's, so uh, this tech world it's something new to me because I made a transition
Okay.
to the development world with Flutter.
Mm,
So that's it.
okay. And how was your like how was your break point, if I can say that, when you say, okay, now I want to change like a domain and work in the tech? How was it like during your first time? Did you just wake up? I don't know, like you wake up one day and you say, oh, now, yeah, I want to work, I want to work in the tech, or yeah,
To
how was
change
your?
everything. Let's do tech. Actually, I always been a curious girl, curious girl about technology,
Okay.
but I I didn't have like the support when I was like younger. But I always had this feeling and this thinking about what if I try to build something with some programming language,
Mm-hmm.
and what will be? So I decided to like take action and make this uh, thinking come true. So that I
Hands on.
yes, and before Flutter, I play around with Python,
Okay.
and I was still like play around with Python like 2 weeks ago, as I said to Kevin. And but Flutter, uh, uh, came to me, and I fell in love. So that's why I'm here with you guys now.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And yeah, I think now Kevin are going to share with us his first experience, but pretty sure that he do something amazing. But yeah, Kevin, you can go
Uh,
ahead.
yeah, so when I started learning about Flutter when I was in college, uh,
Mm,
I usually started with the Notes application as everyone does. And
mm,
I wanted to make a pretty good Notes application that includes features like paragraph and formatting and all. But
okay.
it took me just like 4 to 5 days just to integrate Firebase with Flutter. At that time, as far as I know, the Flutter version was 2.10.5 or something like that. There was Flutter 2 at that time. But
Okay.
when I got into my first job as a Flutter developer, at that time I had the task to implement an application that includes the background location tracking and all. And that included like integrating Google Maps inside the Flutter applications. So all was new to me. So because I never integrated Google Maps or any kind of stuff like that before, so
Mm,
this was all new to me. But I really like the process of that because it was so intuitive, and I was able to find the documentation and blogs at that time very well, and it was very well documented. So I was basically able to integrate various kind of features like background location tracking, then our local phone context syncing processes, then the AR features. So those were very new to me, but I was pretty much able to integrate those in very much less time. So yeah,
mm.
it was basically my first experience as a real Flutter developer at a job, and it was pretty much good.
Oh, okay. So now you are working as Flutter developer at 100% time, right?
Yeah.
Like in full time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just checked like in the comment section and I found one question like which is very interesting, and someone are asking like he want to start learning Flutter, but where should he start, like if he want to just learn Flutter, yeah, for example.
Can I start like answering?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, of course.
I,
Go.
I think uh, I think the most important thing before jumping to Flutter is to learn Dart, which is the
Mm,
programming language, because it's gonna
Hmm.
be like the background for everything else. So
mm,
before it starts like playing with Flutter, learn Dart, the Dart language,
yeah,
which is not
total,
it's not hard. It's easy to learn. So go for it.
Yeah.
totally agree. Yeah, and yeah, Kevin, you can go ahead, and
Yeah,
Daniel
I
will
will
add his
totally agree with
perspective.
Cindy at this
Yeah,
point because
yeah,
before starting Flutter, if you have the basic knowledge of Dart language, then you'll be
Mm,
basically able to understand Flutter very much more intuitively than directly jumping into Flutter. So this was
yeah.
one of the mistakes that I made. I initially directly started learning Flutter, but after 2 days, I just got hang. I didn't get much good grip on Flutter, like what was this final and late and all, what's all these kind of variable naming conventions and all. So then I basically stepped back and started learning Dart language first. And after I thought that I have a good grip on Dart language, then I jumped back to Flutter, and it was pretty much good. So before
Mm,
learning Flutter, if we have the basic knowledge of Dart till the OOPS concepts, then we can learn Flutter very intuitively.
mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, agree.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Totally agree.
start with Dart. Dart is the foundation of Flutter because it's the programming language used in Flutter. You can go to Dart.dev, and
Mm,
the documentation
Yeah,
is spectacular. So start from there, and then be curious. Be Try to experiment as much as you can. Once you jump into Flutter itself, you may start maybe creating these clones for, I don't know, WhatsApp, Instagram, and that way you will
yes.
be practicing some UI related stuff, how to
Mm,
use some widgets, maybe the main ones. You may not start using an intrinsic height, for example, or
yeah,
I don't know,
yes.
some of them, but containing columns, rows, stacks, size box, text. I don't know, the main ones, and start from there, and always
Mm,
never stop
okay.
learning.
That is a great point because like I'm trying to read also the comment section, so we can try to give a response to people. And there is someone who is saying that, for example, because Cindy was saying that he need to learn that first, but this person was saying that he know already say PP or Java, for example, he got some basis. Does he really need to dev directly in Flutter, or maybe he need to check also the Dart documentation first before dev to Flutter? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it looks like it's not the same, of course, but
Mm,
it have some similar stuff with Java itself, and maybe
yeah,
some JavaScript. I've even
yes.
sometimes I just try to use a JavaScript snippet into Dart, and it was almost like get it, paste it, and use it. Maybe some a few minor changes, but most of it may even work. Is so if you have some background in Java, JavaScript, C++, uh, more or less,
Mm,
you may have some foundation in the OOP. So that's
yeah.
good to know
yes.
as well.
I think
And yeah,
in the
And
Dart documentation itself, they have mentioned that let's say if you are coming from a JavaScript background or a Swift background, then how you can learn the Dart. So they
mhm.
have given the all the pathways. So if you are coming from a different kind of set of tools or set of languages, then how can you learn Dart effectively? So they have given the guidelines on the Dart's websites.
Yeah,
yes, totally
that.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
Yes.
can forget our important goals. So always have fun because
Mm,
it's good like to learn and enjoy it at the same time. So learn
very
and at
important.
the same time
Mm,
like have fun.
I
yes.
think the connection is.
Yes.
yeah.
I think Cindy have like problem connection issue, but yeah. Cindy, can you hear us? Just verifying. Yes. There is some question. Okay, nice. There's some question I found very interesting, and I really want us to discuss about this. Someone say he's afraid of Flutter future, and for him, React Native will take over the job market. Like, This one.
No.
I don't know if he's living in the same world, but maybe I just see just one part of the world because according to me now, like Flutter has taken a huge part of the mobile market. Like there is
Yeah,
a lot of app. It can be with YouTube, with Google Red. There is a lot of big company also which are trying just to use Flutter to just to avoid the fact that they got like Android for one app and Swift or Objective C, for example, for another app. And yeah, no, I saw a lot of people who are trying to use Flutter for many other reasons. But how do you think about the future of Flutter? Because the title is Learn or Use Flutter for 2024. But how do you think about the future of Flutter? Are Flutter are going to die because I don't know, maybe Google are going to stop to to contribute with Flutter community, or yeah, maybe Kevin want to
Yeah,
start.
I think that Flut. Yeah, well,
Yeah, yeah, go
go ahead.
ahead, go ahead, go
yeah,
ahead,
no, no, go ahead. It's
go ahead,
completely
go
fine
ahead.
then.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think that that Flutter won't die anytime
Hmm,
soon or anytime. I think that Flutter will even get better and better. That's
okay.
how they have been doing so far. So I think that learning Flutter and working in Flutter in 2024 is a really good idea, especially when you see those big companies like BMW, Toyota, the Google itself
Yeah,
rewriting Google Earth, for example, in Flutter and Flutter Web, and that gives you an idea of what can you do achieve using Flutter. And if they are rewriting their own
Hmm,
apps, I mean, Google, we are not talking about a small company. If
yes,
a
yeah,
company that big is using
yeah.
Flutter to rewrite some of their apps and even writing some of the new apps using Flutter,
Hmm.
I think that speaks by itself.
Yes. I think maybe people are asking this because they want to start learning further. I don't know, maybe tomorrow or just in 1 week, 2 week, or for just next year, as we mentioned. And they want to make sure that if using Flutter are going to be like a good thing for their own experience, maybe they want to find a job. I don't know, for example, for Kevin, how it difficult for you to find like your first job with Flutter as Flutter developer, for example?
no, actually, for me, I think it was one of the most easiest ways to find a job for the Flutter. So basically, what I was doing was I had created some projects with Flutter, and I was posting those projects on my LinkedIn. So one day,
Okay,
I
yeah.
got a message from the HR that, "Hi, we have opening for as a Flutter developer. So do you want to join them?" And I said yes. So at that time, my college just had finished. And I directly got the job of Flutter.
Oh, okay, okay. So you just wait for you. We are just waiting for the good opportunity to stop school. Kevin, you are not a good student, you know.
Yeah, basically, I
That's
never had to
amazing.
apply. Yeah, I never applied for Flutter developer.
Mm, okay, okay, that's pretty interesting. Me personally, my first, I think my experience is pretty similar to you, and that's why I want to mention something. Like, I think it is not only specific to Flutter, but it works for any other kind of language. If you want people to know that you are working on something, you need to share content. Maybe you just need to write blog, share content
Yeah,
online, like share, like writing a post. Like it is also important to not just hide yourself, because
yeah,
you can have like a huge talent, but if you want, if like you don't take the happy to share maybe content. People are not knowing that there is someone, especially living, I don't know, uh, in some place in the world, know how to code, for example. So, Daniel, how was your like the first job you got with Flutter? I want you to talk about this, but especially also to talk about uh, the portfolio. I used to know that your name is Daniel Kurola. I want you to share this experience with us. It, because it is very
uh,
important people understand like the the importance of like sharing content, talking about what you are learning or what you are doing, and yeah, not only just be shy and be in your own space. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually used Flutter at the beginnings just for my personal projects. I got a project for a client about 2 or 3 years after I started using Flutter. So I posted, I don't remember where, I think it was Hacker News or something. And I
Yes.
got some emails, hey, we have this, we have this, what do you think? I just saw one that I thought it would be interesting, and I just started working with them.
Okay.
Then, well, have been in several other projects with clients, and the portfolio.
Yes. This
Yeah, by now,
portfolio. This portfolio.
no,
Big one.
the
Yeah.
the the portfolio. Actually, I was without any project. I mean, I wasn't working for any client, and I just decided, hey, I would like to do something different because
Why
I don't
not?
know. I just want to have fun, and I just saw one portfolio from, I don't remember her name. It was a lady from Ukraine. I don't, and just look at him. I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay.
But her portfolio was something like an Android and iOS device, and you could switch from them. And yeah, I saw it, and I thought that I could do something similar, but with my touch.
Yes.
And then I just created that. I was thinking of adding only one mobile platform and the
Yeah.
same for desktop,
Could
only
you
one.
could you just like
But
define what was your portfolio? Because you are talking about your portfolio, people are watching us, but they can't imagine what is your own portfolio. I don't know if you want, for example, to share your screen, or if you want to send me the link also in the on Telegram so I can share it. Like I can do it for sure, like then people can,
yeah, I
yeah.
can send it in the.
Yeah. So people,
Uh, uh, uh.
because you are talking about portfolio, but I mean, this one is not just a sample portfolio. Let me just share my screen, of course. Yeah.
That, and as I said, I just wanted to have fun, and it took me less than a week to build the foundation, not everything.
Okay.
And then I just
Okay.
keep. I just added several stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's me.
this portfolio. I really don't know like how to tell you guys. The first time I saw this, I was like, oh my god, who is this guy? And yeah. And for those who want, after I will put the link in the description so you can check it. And for example, we got like all the project he had already worked on. And you can see like this guy is someone very special. You got here. And here you also got
Yeah,
like
I haven't added all of my projects actually, because I feel it's not necessary. But
yes, and also
yeah,
this
there's some.
screen, like I was like, oh my god. But yeah, let me just stop sharing.
And
Yes.
it will detect your platform, and when you open it, if you open it from a Mac
Windows.
Yes.
device, a Mac computer, you'll see it like a Mac OS
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And if you use a Windows PC,
Okay.
you'll see it like a Windows 11.
Okay.
And the same for mobile.
Yeah.
And if you use an Android, it will look like Android, and the same for iOS devices. And you can switch from both in between Android and iOS, and between macOS and Windows. And yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And by building this portfolio, how was the benefit? Like how people know that okay, there is someone behind this portfolio, and how was like their reaction? Because,
It's
for
just
example,
exploded.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, I have had several. I've lost how many? Now I
Yeah.
forgot how many have been. But I have had so many meetings. There have been some people who only wanted to, hey, I just want to meet you, and that's it. And thank you, congratulations, and all that stuff. And there have been some other people, hey, I have this project. I saw your portfolio, and blah blah. Yeah, the having a good looking portfolio in this case is still kind of your face online. When someone taps on your portfolio, it's like, oh, this is the person I would like to hire. Depending, it doesn't matter in the what do you do for a living. Yeah, this is like a presentation letter or something.
Yes, I'm saying this
Yeah,
because I'm saying this because now we just got one question, and there is someone who say like he has 1 year and a half of experience in Flutter, like provider in architecture, whatever you want. Like he thinks like he got like good experience, but
Yeah.
despite that he can't find some internship, you know. And how do you have like any tips, for example, for this person?
mm, build your own portfolio. And
Yeah, sure.
also you can have some public repos on GitHub, and you can share some of your projects, your maybe some demos, and that way more people will get to know you. So I think
Yeah.
that's an initial tip,
Yes,
but that's not the only
I
one.
totally, yes, I totally agree because I think like chance can come from anywhere, you know, but
Yeah.
you need to be ready before like chance coming to you. And this one remind me like the first experience I got in company working in company with working as Flutter developer in company because on LinkedIn before I wasn't like be very active. I mean, I'm still not be very active on LinkedIn, but sometimes I share content, you know. But I remember that I was sharing sometime like UI design, presentation, different kind of just UI. I just tried to build with Flutter, and I was sharing on LinkedIn. And one time I just got a message like, "Oh, I really like what you are doing. Do you want to work with us?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, of course." And that was my first experience. So how I want to mean by this is sometimes is like you can have experience. For example, he said he got like 1 year and a half experience, but maybe I'm just the only person who just see this. No, I'm not the only person, but we just see this in comment section. You know, like
Yeah.
any recruiter are going to come there, for example, and say, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for someone in comment section." Maybe you need to have your own portfolio. Try to increase your chance to be like to be so people can know that in the market you got experience to work with them. So yeah, I think it is very important to let people know that you got experience. I don't know what you
Yeah.
think, Kevin. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because in my interview process only, the interviewer was my team leader. So they asked me that, are you available on Twitter and LinkedIn or not? So I said, yes, I am available on LinkedIn, but I don't have any Twitter account.
Yeah.
So he was like,
Awesome.
you are very talented, but if you don't share your knowledge with everyone, then you won't get reached to many people. So that thing, that day I got that
Oh.
thing. So I started sharing the content, my blogs and all on social medias like LinkedIn and Twitter for every single day. And then I also started campaigns called like 100 Days of Flutter, where I was sharing about various kind of packages or blocks or any kind of stuff which is related to Flutter. But uh, I was trying to share those stuff on LinkedIn and Twitter for every single day. So I did that for 100 days, and it gained me almost 2 to 3,000 audience. So it was a huge achievement for me that day. And that day I got realized that you need to share this kind of stuff so that people can understand that you know about all of these things. So yeah,
Yeah.
as Dan and you said, that is the best advice.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally
Guys,
agree.
can you
Totally
hear me
agree.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Now it's
Nice.
better.
I am
Yeah.
back. I'm back.
Loud and clear.
Nice.
Awesome.
And yeah,
Awesome.
there is also someone who said that he, let me just show the question. So he said that, hey guys, I have a question. In order to work with Flutter, we need to be good at OOP, right? Yeah. So you want to know if you want to. Um, I will start by saying that in Flutter, you can be like good as UI designer, if I can say that. You can build like very UI. There is like a lot of opportunity if you want just to be like UI designer. But nowadays you got like different tools also online that people
Yeah.
are using. So it really depends. But it will be good if you can have like both skill, like good at design and also got some experience with OOP. I don't know what you think, guys. Like.
Yes, I think the same. Like you don't have to make too much proficient about OOPS at the starting of your point, but learning
Yes.
about object-oriented programming will help you in the long run for sure. So that's the most
Mm.
basic thing that we learn about all the programming languages, that we first start with variables and then loops and all, and then we start learning
Mm.
about object-oriented programming because those are the basic and fundamental things which covers the basis of what we are gonna build after 2 to 3 months. So yeah, learning OOPS would be a
Yeah.
very nice option.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and also like the basics, at least like the basics of the OOP, because it's gonna make your life
Mm-hmm.
easier and as a programmer or a developer. So it's good to learn.
Yes. Sure. I think you are going to need it like one time maybe in your life, but not one time, like several times. But yeah, it is very important as developers. But for example, how you are using Flutter, like how was like big problem or issue you have faced since maybe during the learning process or building app, for example, how was the most difficult for you when learning Flutter? Because everyone is different. For me personally, the first thing was state management, for example. Uh, when I start using Flutter, I was very focused on using share preferences because it was some basis and it I was feeling like it it was like easiest for me to use just like share preference to do some basic stuff. But later when I start working, I see like yeah no I need to switch and start working sometime with state management because I really need it and share preference can do anything. But I got a lot of issue like this. But how was for you, for example, some big issue you have facing, yeah, since using Flutter? Maybe nothing, but it really depends.
Can I say something
Yeah, yes,
about
yes,
it?
sure.
To me, it was like everything because, as I mentioned, I I didn't come from a tech background, so to me, everything was like hard stuff because
Mm,
I didn't have like any notion about programming at all. So
mm,
and I still like every day I'm still learning, and and it'll be like this forever,
yeah.
especially in the tech field.
Mm,
So I'm very like happy and grateful to my peers, especially at work. They are very like gentle with me, like every day.
mm,
Cause, but back to my difficulties. So everything was
mm,
like really really hard to me. Because for example, Fabrice mentioned like state management, and I can say like factory. What is factory?
Yeah.
And about like OP, like super. What this thing does, I don't know. Like everything, like the async thing, future,
mm,
like everything was like a huge thing to me. But uh, guys and gals who are watching like this live, if I could make
mm,
it, and now I'm like pretty. I'm pretty better than I was, so everybody can can do the same. So that's the truth.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe Kevin want to add something because I'm pretty sure that Daniel haven't faced any issue. So
No, I have faced more or less the same issues as you faced with state management at the beginning. Because as I said, I couldn't find
no
so much
documentation.
too
Yeah.
much documentation, so
Yeah.
it was like try and error.
Yeah. Legacy Flutter.
Yeah, spaghetti.
Yeah. For me, there was one task assigned to me that there was one project that was I had to migrate that project from a not null safety to null safety. So at that time, null safety was something new that was introduced. And on the Flutter's documentation, they have mentioned that we have this command. You just have to write that command in the terminal, and rest of the things Flutter will take care of it. So I wrote that command, hit enter, and my all the project was broken. So uh, I had to spend whole week just to migrate the whole project from non-null safety to null safety, and it was very painful process because everywhere it was
Yeah.
breaking. I was wondering where I had to put those late keywords and where I had to put those question marks, those null check operators. But as of now, the condition is very much stable. So now if we write the same command in the terminal, it will work perfectly fine most of the time. But at that time when null safety was newly integrated, it was too much difficult for migrate.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Daniel. I don't know if you got some issue to share with us.
Mm, oh, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's anyone in the world who haven't struggled with the null safety migration.
Yeah.
Some may have struggled a bit more than the other, but yeah, I think everyone just faces the same thing.
So which state
Another thing,
management did you use
Yeah.
when you started on the real life Flutter projects? Because at that time not all these types of state management were introduced.
my first apps was with set state. Yeah, but well, I'm
Yeah, me
talking about
too. Yeah.
several years ago. Now, then I started using block, and I keep using block. I don't consider myself as an expert, but yeah, I'm using it. It does a job.
Yeah, I use block too.
Actually, I use block too, but I need to mention that, Dan is very humble because we know he knows a lot, but he's always like stay humble like that.
Yeah.
No, I know
Yeah,
a bit.
I totally agree. Oh my god.
Thank you, but
If you guys follow him like on LinkedIn, he always like he's always posting some like crazy in the best sense, like animations and like uh, that blows your mind. So he's very humble.
well, thank you, but yeah,
Yeah, I got a
not too much.
question for Cindy because I think she was absent when you were talking about this. And Cindy, there is some people in the comment section who was asking that her is it to find the first job as Flutter developer. I don't know how was like your own experience. Yeah, if you want to share with
Okay.
us.
To me, I can say it was easy, but I need to like to explain why. It's because
Okay.
I think before like jumping into applying for the Flutter jobs, I I I started learning like from 1 year before, and then when I
Okay.
started when I've started applying, like effectively. I think I got lucky because I got like my first job like in 2 weeks, but I know it's not easy. It's not like usually it's the opposite. It's hard to find a job,
Yeah.
especially now with this economic like turmoil over the world, like in general. So things are not easy at all. But so I need to explain that. I think it was easy because I got sort of like lucky.
Luck and
Because
experience also.
not lucky in a sense of we were like in the pandemic moment, and and things got crazy with like the companies around the world trying to hire as many people as possible, even those like who didn't know like so well like me, because I didn't have any experience. But so like in this context, it was this, but the scenario was different. But now things I know, and if you read like any news and or posts on LinkedIn, it's hard to find a job. But even though it's hard, it's not easy. And to me, it was like it wasn't like the rule. So I recommend like for everybody, like in this journey for getting its first job, like don't give up. I know it sounds cliche, but stay brave and learning, and your time will come.
Nice, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Totally right. Oh, I think
Consistency.
yes, totally agree. Consistency. Yeah. And yeah, now we are going to talk about, I don't know, maybe everyone personal goals for next year, but especially with Flutter, not in your personal life, don't worry. But yeah, I want to know how do you left to learn in Flutter for you? Like how do you plan to learn? I don't know, maybe in some few weeks. Is there like anything or something you think like you need for to improve to continue to improve your skill, or how do you yeah, how do you need currently to improve your skill more than actually?
Mm, well,
Mhm.
I would like to go a bit deeper in the new Dart stuff, those toples, I think,
Yeah.
the structuring, deconstructing, that kind of stuff. That may be helpful in some situations, and it might improve your code. I mean, it make your code more readable
Mm.
and easier to understand for anyone, because especially for someone who comes from JavaScript, the syntax is more or less the same in
Mm.
some cases. Not when you use a
Yes.
switch or case, but there are some ways to destructure a list or an object. Is kind of similar to the JavaScript way.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that kind of stuff, I'm not using those stuff right now, but I would like to start
Mm.
implementing them in my daily
Okay.
usage.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Okay. Uh, as far as I'm concerned, I think currently I just want to improve my testing skills. Currently I'm working on it, but yeah, I think like there's like a lot of app or maybe a lot of developer who really don't care about testing. But I was part of that developer some years ago. But now, yeah, I'm trying to change it, and it's also one of the reasons that with Maddie we just decided to launch like this YouTube channel, talk with people, exchange our experience also, and also try to improve our own skill with Flutter, because when you try to share, and you need to make sure that you are not sharing like bad content. So it helps us also to continue to learn. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of my goal with like yeah, be very more focused on the test. And the last thing is like how to how can I say this? Uh, all kind of like say like how to deploy or automatically deploy your app. I have seen like different tools online, but I didn't like try all of them. But yeah, currently I think this is one of my next step. But yeah, and Kevin, I don't know. Maybe
Uh,
Kevin have already
no, no,
already
not
know
that much.
everything. So
Basically, I want to improve my not sort of Flutter skills, but more sort of a programming skills. So, from since last week, I have started more learning about the design patterns and all. So, a lot of people talk about design pattern, that how your
mm,
code is well structured and how your code is well written. So basically, when we write any kind of programs, we just think about at the object level. Like I have to create this kind of variables, and then let's say I'll use set state, and then I'll turn this variable on or off, or any kind of like that. But with the help of the design patterns, you will start to understand the flow at the pattern level. So let's say I have to integrate one authentication flow. So I will not think about how I'm gonna integrate the API and all, but rather I will think about the whole flow. Like let's say in future the authentication flow is gonna change. So will I be writing a program in such a way that is making for sure that even if the whole flow is gonna change, my program should be stable and I should be easily able to refactor that. So I'm improving more those kind of skills that helps in a team. So let's say I am working on a Flutter project with a group of 5 people. So if all 5 people share the same design level patterns, then it will be very easy to communicate between them, and the project timeline deadline will be also going to decrease. And with the help of the communication, we can basically light high level Flutter projects in less time. So yeah, that is the skill that I'm currently working on.
okay, yeah, you're working on a lot, but yeah. And Cindy, do you want currently because you say you are working on in the team, so what is I don't know how do you want to improve like maybe more your UI skills or dev directly on the program as Kevin? Yeah, so.
Yeah, I will follow like Kevin because that's my goal is to be better with my coding skills in general because I always like
Okay, yeah.
get up in the morning and I think I don't know enough.
Yeah.
That's always like my
Hmm.
current thinking. So and I want to be better and I is there some I think someone like asked if Kevin is from India. Yes, he's from India,
Yeah.
or India guy. The next biggest CEO of the world, Kevin.
Oh,
So, and that's it.
Of
I
course, of
want
course.
to be a better like developer programmer. And I said to Kevin as we talked a little yesterday.
yeah.
I'm learning like C sharp for some goals, and it's interesting because when we learn a new language, we need to. It's a little bit easier because we know the foundation, and we have to again like sort of like relearn some important aspects of this new language uh, uh, and the specific like syntaxes and things like this, which is good because we need to revisit what we learned in the other language that we already know. So this reinforce our learning And
Yeah.
that's my currently like flow right now. So I'm currently like playing around with Python and learning C#, for example. And at the same time, as I think Dan mentioned, we have some new stuff with the Dart language. So I didn't have the time to sit and study all these like new features and so forth. But I will as soon as we finish this live here.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, we got like some interesting question. I think I'm going to ask this to Dan. So someone say, should we focus more on the architecture of the app and cleanness of the code, or just the completion of the task? You know? So
Sounds like a real situation happening to him.
yes.
Yeah, if you have a good architecture from the beginning, you won't have to worry too much about the architecture when you are writing a new feature. And yeah, the cleanliness of the code, please take care of it, because the people who will review your PRs will really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
And like even if we seek for the task completion, even if we like just write the raw code and just push the PR and merge it, then after that, if something breaks, then you will need to revisit that code over and over again, and you will have to fix it. So it's better to fix it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like having like good architecture in the beginning help you to avoid, you know, those like pro issue later, because more your app is growing up, more your issue are going to come in. If you got like a bad architecture, of course, like it are going to be very difficult if you want to add new features. So yeah, it is very important to focus on it if you want. So yeah. And someone also asked native and Flutter. I think yes, I think it was Wednesday. I was talking with this with Daniel, but yeah, the difference between Flutter and such native, for example. Like I think this question I got another one, but let's just mix it. I think people want to know maybe the limit of Flutter, like what kind of app Flutter can't, like we can't use Flutter to build this app, for example. What kind of app is not very good if you want to use Flutter? Yeah, I think they have improved a lot, but yeah, of course, if you got some example.
I just want to mention, I think Batu
Yes.
asked, like, is Flutter good for only CRUD applications? Definitely not only for CRUD. Otherwise, like companies like big companies like Tencent in China, Toyota, Nubank, which is a fintech in Brazil, and Grupo, Baidu, Google itself wouldn't use a Flutter if it was only for CRUD applications. So it's a very powerful tool, and I can say like you can build like practically like everything with Flutter. So that's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, only CRUD? No, I don't think so. Mostly because of what Cindy just said. And if I don't think Google Earth is a CRUD app. And Alibaba, is Alibaba or AliExpress? Alibaba, I think. It's
Alibaba.
not a CRUD
Yeah.
app. And BMW and Toyota are not using Flutter for CRUD apps. I mean, no. The answer for
YouTube
that question is
creator app.
yeah. There are a lot of stuff even from big companies that are being made using Flutter. So no CRUD, no simple apps, no, not only a nice UI and that's it. No, you can build a complete solution using Flutter. And if there's something that you need to do in the native side, we have method channels. So
Yeah.
there's
Yes.
no reason
Yeah.
to say no. This is for this we need to use a native because Flutter cannot. No, you can use native method channels, and that's it.
Yeah, like we now also have
As,
FFI and GNI gen. So like we don't basically have to write all the code in the native also. We can just give the path and it will generate the dart bindings for us.
oh, okay.
And
This one,
for the question, what's the difference between native and Flutter and pros and cons? I think the main difference, and I see that as an advantage as a pro for Flutter, is that you can use Flutter for almost any platform. You can build with a single code base for Android, iOS, web, Windows, Mac, Linux, IoT, and
Yeah.
embedded devices. I don't know, maybe for a display. Even Toyota is using Flutter for the infotainment
Yeah.
screens on their vehicles. What else? And you can do some amazing stuff with native because they are native for for those platforms. But if you use Swift, it's super cool, right? But you'll be writing apps only for iOS and macOS, maybe iPadOS if you want to include that. And the same for Kotlin. But well, Kotlin now has this Kotlin multi-platform, I think.
Yeah, there are both, I think
And
Kotlin multi and Compose multi-platform also.
yeah. And I think that's cool, but I would like to see someone convincing an iOS developer to switch to Kotlin. I think it would be hard to to convince people.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
forget
I
about
think
Swift.
so.
Use
Yeah.
Kotlin.
Yeah. Yesterday I saw a tweet about that KMM thing. So the Kotlin multi-platform is like 10% writing the code, 10% Googling the stuff, and the rest of the 80% is convincing the iOS developers to come to KMF.
Yeah,
Exactly like
yeah,
that.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I would like to see how which argument are they going to use with the Swift developers
Yeah.
for them to switch
Yeah,
to
to
Kotlin.
change language. Yeah.
I'm not sure they will succeed
Yeah.
at this.
Migrating from Xcode to Android Studio will be like a nightmare for them.
True.
Oh God.
Okay. Yeah, I think we are getting the end of this slide, but I want to ask this question. I think maybe this one are going to help like many people. Maybe at the end, I will try also to like create some kind of roadmap based on what we are going to say just there. But for you, if we like take like very like someone who is not like good enough, like just newbie who want to learn Flutter for next year, for example, what will be the good roadmap for this person if he want to grow as Flutter developer?
Who can start? I think,
Yes,
as
sure.
as I said before, I think it's good to reinforce learn the Dart language and about the roadmap. It's kind of hard to say and because that are like available like on the internet on Google. If you Google like Flutter roadmap, there are a lot, and you can follow like a good part of them. But the foundation is to learn the Dart language.
Okay. So for you, it is very important to start first of all with Dart before dev in Flutter. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, then
Okay.
you can switch to get to know to the build context and some more Flutter related stuff
Yeah,
other
Mm,
than Dart itself.
I think
okay.
at a beginner level, there are two kinds of people. One like who just watches videos on YouTube and other platforms, and the other one who likes to read. So like if anyone wants to like reading stuff, then they can go to the Dart documentation, and else they can watch the whole Dart course on YouTube itself. So on both ways, because there is no perfect roadmap for everyone. For
Mm,
each of them, the roadmap might be different for them because they might be having some experience in any other language also, and some other might be starting from the scratch only. So for both of them, the roadmap might be completely different based on their preferences.
mm,
Yeah, and there is a awesome course for free on YouTube by the Free Code Camp channel, which is available and it's for free. And there is for happiness Flutter tutorial, totally free, and the newbies like can start like with this course, which is really great and it really like good. So that's my contribution, like uh,
mm.
for learning for free, you know.
Yes, of course. And yeah, if you want to learn Flutter for free, just follow Flutter guys YouTube channel. You know, this person, I just make him
Yeah,
advertising for
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
all of the channels for free, which is really good to have like to it helps, like Kevin said, like happens it helps like people for me myself. I'm not rich, I wasn't born rich, and I intend to be someday. But you know, it's always good to learn things like without paying.
Mm,
You know, need to pay for them. So fortunately, we have all access like full for all these resources. So guys, jump into it, like enjoy it
mm.
and learn
Yes,
Flutter.
totally
Yeah.
agree with you. Yes. So yeah, I think let me just check. Yeah, I think we have response to all of question. I don't know if I just missed one. Yeah, I think yeah, we are good now. So if you got like last word to say to all people who watch us, I don't know who want to begin further, or who want to improve skill, or maybe who want just to dev in the tech in general, what you are going to say to them. So yeah, you have like uh, free or open mic, so just say whatever you want to our listener. Yeah.
Go for Flutter. This is the future, the present and the future. I mean it. I mean it.
Very straight to the point, like go for Flutter.
Just do it.
Yeah, I like to say like to stay calm, to be brave,
Hmm.
to be patient, because like and at the same time like try to enjoy like this journey of learning a new programming language, a new framework, when diving into or making these first steps into this tech world, because believe me, you will get stuck. Not only one time, two times, three times, but dozens, thousands, times. And so it's good always to be part of a community, a tech community, and be supportive, and at the same time like to seek for help when you get stuck. So it's always important because we will
Yeah.
get stuck.
Mhm.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Cindy. I don't know if Kevin want to add something.
I completely agree with Daniel and Cindy. Whatever they say, just uh, just do it.
Go.
Just go.
Yeah.
And being in
Yeah.
community
I
is
agree
a
with you
nice
guys.
thing. Yeah.
Yes, totally agree. I think like the only way to do something is just to begin. So yeah, now feel free to everyone who want to learn Flutter. You got a chance. Now you can start by doing, and yeah, see you soon for a new update. And I think we have reached the end of this session. For sure, we are going to have like another session if everyone agree and if everyone found the time. Because I really want to thank you guys for accepting join me for this first session. It was like a big and very pleasure to talk with you, to meet you too, because yeah, it is like a huge opportunity to be with you. And thank you for all responding above. And yeah, I hope to see you
Yes.
again very soon. And I will put and I will put everyone LinkedIn also profile in the description of the video. So if people want to ask you
Just
some
one
question,
small thing.
they can try.
Sorry
Yes,
for
sure,
interrupting you,
sure,
Fabrice. I just
sure.
want to say, like, to everybody like watching this live, that like these guys here are so nice. They were so nice with me, like Kevin, Fabrice, and Dan. Despite having like all this, much more background experience than me, because I'm a junior Flutter developer. So I'm here, and they gave me this opportunity to talk just a little words to you guys, and we know that it's not enough because it's a lot of things that comes into play when we talk about Flutter. So Fabrice, of course, that it has to be like more lives, but I just like to say a huge thank you for you guys because you are so nice, so gentle, and so friendly. And that's it. Thank you.
Now I'm going to cry after this session.
Yes.
Thanks again, Cindy. Thanks for everyone, and see you. Thanks.